All right, microphone is locked in, ready to go. All we gotta do is simply wait. Oh, there's the notification. Love to see that. Now we just wait on YouTube Studio to get its act together, and then we can really get crazy with it. If it ever decides to wake up. All right, there we go. What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another Ohio State Buckeyes live stream. And as you see behind me, the Buckeyes are on the road this week as they are in the Pacific Northwest. Let's actually look and see where we are specifically. Probably think we're like right on the outskirts of Seattle at the place they call the greatest setting in college football because of the the scenery around it. Pretty cool. We have a matchup of 3-0 teams as the 3-0 Buckeyes face the 3-0 Huskies. Of course, Ohio State, as you know, last time we saw them 2 weeks ago, took down Ohio U at the Shoe. And last week, the Huskies took down the Cougars of Wazoo in the Apple Cup. So both teams got that, interstate swag going right? Yeah. Team's feeling good. Of course, Ohio State, #1 team in the country, despite the bye week. You would have thought, they would have been a bunch of lunatics and they would have had us ranked like second or third, but no. Nope. Because you know how these people are when it comes to rankings. They love to do stuff like that, but surprisingly, not this time. I'm actually kind of impressed. Hang on, gotta move the timeouts over just a little bit. There we go. Gotta do a little bit of house cleaning on my scoreboard. There we are. Well, there we go. Okay. So, looking at the odds for this game, they actually went up a little bit more. It was 7.5 when I did my video yesterday. It's now gone back up to 9.5 in favor of the Buckeyes. Over under 53.5. Money line minus 380 for the Buckeyes, plus 290 for the Huskies. I think that's because the Huskies are missing a couple of their defensive starters, like Takario Davis is out. I think one of their top linebackers is out, and one of their defensive linemen is out. So they're missing a couple dudes. As far as I know, when it comes to Ohio State, I don't think there's really any notable injuries that I know of. But actually, while we wait on this game to get underway, let's actually see where exactly Husky Stadium is in relative to the rest of Seattle. I'm pretty sure it's like a stone's throw away from downtown. Like it's practically downtown. Let me actually look. Alaskan Airlines Field at Husky Stadium in Seattle. Yeah, it's practically, I think, right on the outskirts of right by hang on, I'll get a better look here in a second. I hate we have to play Washington now. I used to root for them, but now I can't anymore because they're in the same conference. Yeah, that's just the brutal reality. All right, so look at that. That's crazy, isn't it? All right. Yeah, there's a lot of red there. Holy crap. I knew there was going to be Buckeye fans there, but damn. Yeah, it's seems like it's on the complete other side of Seattle compared to where the other stadiums are. actually do the directions. Because obviously Lumen Field is right next door to the Mariners Park. So you find Lumen Field, Mariners Ballpark is right there. Oh yeah, it's on the complete other side. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a little ways. I forgot. I did not know Seattle was that big of a city. Okay. Yeah, because Lumen is in downtown, right next to T-Mobile Park. Husky Stadium is about 20 minutes north. If you drive or if you take the public transport, it's 22 minutes. There's a couple other ways you could get there, but yeah. Yeah, Husky Stadium is right on the shore of Lake Washington, whereas Lumen and T-Mobile are practically on the other side. Yeah. I'm trying to find out where the hell it is. I love how slow Google goes sometimes. Yeah, it's on the other side, near the Sound, whatever that is. How do you say this name? Puget Sound, whatever. Okay, so they're on opposite sides. Okay, we got Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson on the call as here come the Huskies out of the tunnel, all purple. Oh, being purple. How about Vanderbilt? 48-21 over Utah State. Yeah, they got off to a slow start in that game. Illinois up 31-25 on USC. I know if USC loses, they're going to blame the fact that they had to wake up at 9 a.m. What's up, Macaroni? Washington is Seahawks country. Everyone on Seahawk forums don't care about the Huskies. Nah, they're more or less just pro sports. But I mean, the vibes in Seattle couldn't be any better, really. Oh, there's is that a pirate ship? People out there sailgating on a pirate ship. Hmm. But you know what I want to see? I want to see Tennessee versus Washington. Why? You have the Vol Navy versus Husky Sailgaters. That'd be fun. But it would never happen. I mean, you look at Seattle sports right now, you got the Mariners, they're playoff bound. The Seahawks are really damn good. Like, really good this year. Do I think they're going to be like a championship contender? Probably not, but they're good. The Kraken, they're all right. All right. In terms of like other sports, I mean, all they really have is the Huskies. I don't. We have a University of Seattle. Look that up. University of Seattle. I could have sworn there was a University of Seattle. Maybe I'm thinking of some other university like that. University of Seattle. Yeah, Seattle University. Okay. Okay. Private university in Seattle, Washington. Now, where's that at compared to Washington U? Oh, it's probably okay. Wow. All right. And here comes the Buckeyes, first road game of the year. And yeah, there's a lot of red there. Holy crap. I think there's more red in this stadium than there was in Autzen last year. Jeez. But of course, as you know, Ohio State fans travel. There's the sailgating fleet, I guess. Everyone going into the stadium. Okay, yes. Seattle University is downtown Seattle. University of Washington is up north a bit. Okay. All right. Seattle Seahawks will go 10-7. Darnold is solid. Supersonics won a championship. Yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah, that's good point. Good point to make there. So there's Jed Fish. I believe this is his second season as the Huskies coach, taking over for Kalen DeBoer, who dipped to Alabama. All right, so we are just about ready for kickoff. Beautiful day for football. The Huskies cheerleaders. Yeah, there is a ton of scarlet. 67 degrees, calm winds. Beautiful day for football. There's a look at the band. 13th all-time meeting. Ohio State's up 9-3. First game is Big Ten opponents. Last meeting was in the Rose Bowl, which of course was Urban Meyer's final game as a coach. Of course, Ohio State won that game. I streamed it. Would you rather play the Astros or Tigers? Tigers. Yeah, because I want to send those fan base into the padded cell. Because you face us 3 times in the last 5 series and you lose all 3 times. Oh God, that would send me to the insane asylum. You would not hear from me for the rest of the offseason if I was a Tiger fan. All right, so it looks like Ohio State will kick off. Ball is away, and it'll go into the end zone for a touchback. So here comes Demond Williams, enrolled at Arizona, followed Jed Fish to Washington. 83 rush attempts, 82 completed passes. So, man, he was originally going to follow up Fafita out there, I guess, in Arizona, but he followed Jed Fish to Washington. Okay. All right. Here we go. Going to be a fun game. Under center, here's a handoff to Coleman. First carry gets about 8 yards. This is probably the best offense we've faced besides Texas. Running right at Arvell Reese, huh? Wow. Red Sox with no Bregman, Story, or Duran today. Hands it off again. Gets nothing. Arvell Reese. Pride of Glenville on the tackle. Sonny Styles. 6th Block O recipient. 176 career tackles. And of course, for them, it's Carver Willis. Went to Kansas State for from 2020 to 2024. 3rd and 2. Third down conversions are 75%. Back to pass. And he's going to get sacked. He got nothing after that. He tried to run, man. Wow. They contain. See, I'm even mad about, no passer. I mean, contain this dude. You don't want to get into the backfield and have him skirt on you. Contain him. You kind of go, see there? Where's he going? And then when he takes off, then you get out of my way and you go after him. I'm not even mad about the whole push thing this time. And here's a punt. So really punt. Are we going to get it at the 50? Wow. You're giving this powerful offense. Wow. He shanked the heck out of that thing. That was barely a punt. So here's Ohio State, first time today. See what this offense has to offer. Of course, Julian Sain, a sophomore. 5-star recruit, followed, he came to Ohio State when Nick Saban retired. Shotgun, won 13 straight openers. 1st and 10. Hands it off. And there's CJ Donaldson, gets about a few. Of course, for Ohio State, CJ Donaldson. For Washington, it's Jacob Manu. Missed first 3 games recovering from an injury. Linebacker. All right, 2nd and 6. Back to pass. Rolls to his right. Throws. Jeremiah Smith near the 1st down. They're going to give it to him. I want to see him let Jeremiah just run down the field. These guys ain't going to. They got, what was that? Oh, Pricelock? Couldn't tell who's on him, but whoever's on Jeremiah's going to have their hands full. Again, they're missing one of their top corners. Takario Davis is out. 1st and 10 for the Buckeyes at the Husky 40-yard line. Donaldson still in the backfield, under center. Pitch. Donaldson, a lot of room, gets near the 1st down. They might say he's about a half a yard short, but we'll see what. Maybe they gave it to him. I think they might have given it to him. Max Clare. Okay, 1st down. Snap. Hands it off again, and there's C4. That's his nickname, I guess. Yeah, CJ Donaldson. Dude, actually, once upon a time, was a tight end at West Virginia. So he can definitely do stuff. Can't believe they recruited him as a tight end. But that's West Virginia for you. 2nd and 5. All right, here we go. Shotgun. Hands it off again. And Donaldson breaks free inside the 15. Heavy Donaldson. Heavy use of C4 today so far. You're like, hey, they're doing what now? That's his nickname. Someone who just tuned in, like, they're doing what now? I think that's literally his nickname, CJ Donaldson, C4. 1st and 10. Still Donaldson back there. Shotgun. Oh, here's Bo Jackson. And he'll get about 4. Funny enough, his name is actually Lamar Bo Jackson. You're going to see a lot of Lamar Jacksons and like all that stuff because a lot of these kids are going to look, these parents are going to look up to Lamar. And they're going to be like, I'm going to name my kid after him. 2nd and 7. It was a gain of 3 inside the 15. Shotgun for Sayin. Back to pass. A lot of time. Throws it to nobody. Yeah, that's not the worst decision. Not really anything around, but yeah, how about we score a touchdown here? All of a sudden you want to start passing the ball and there's nothing around. Last time against Ohio, we could not execute in the red zone. Could really go for a touchdown here, guys. Utilize your big guy Jeremiah or Max or something here. Get him on a one-on-one matchup. Shotgun for Sayin. Watching for Jeremiah down below there. Back to pass. Runs to his left. Run for it. Be right around the marker. It'd be a yard shy, I think. It's the first time I've seen Julian actually run with it. Like, seriously. I'm going for it. Take your balls out and go for it. So they actually ruled it was a first down, but they're going to look at it. Remember when Terrell Pryor randomly became a 1,000-yard receiver in 2016? What a Jackson Smith and Jigba is in the house. He'll be about a yard short. I would not be surprised to see them go for it. But what would surprise me is if they go for it and they pass it. So let's see what they do here. Yeah, I'm not even mad about him not extending that ball out. Which every team's going to try to do that. Nobody really open. Yeah, that's saying like, oh, Julian's not a Justin Fields, or it's like, well, no. If that was Justin Fields probably scores somehow. All right, here's the call. Fourth down. Let's see what they do here. Let's see what they decide to do. My guess is they're going for it. 2 for 4 on conversions this season. Here we go. Under center. Got it. No? I thought he got it. Wow, got stuffed. Weak ass offensive line. Can't block, huh? Oh, you guys can't just simply open up a hole, huh? What a QB sneaked it. Always got to run off to the side. You can't just run up the middle. Already with the garbage, huh, guys? Can't even get a first down on 4th and inches. Honestly, I think that's where you pull the ball back, because everyone's going to follow the running back. They're all going to get sucked over here. There should be no one else to the other side. But then again, I'm not the play caller. No, that's Brian Hartline. Chip Kelly would have pulled some trickeration kind of thing out. Oh well. So both defenses stand tall. Washington literally gave us the ball on the freaking 50 and we couldn't even do anything with it. I believe the Tigers game will be starting soon. Can't score in the freaking. Well, Yeah, this team needs to figure out the red zone woes at this point. God. All this talent we have, and you can't score in the red zone. Happened last time against Ohio, and now it's happening here. Have all these weapons, and you can't put them to use to get a first down in the red zone. The running back, you got to get low and burrow your way through, right? I guess on the bright side, the Huskies will get the ball at their own like 5-ish yard line. Nate Roberts as a blocker ahead. Yeah. Put a big ass D lineman out there. Back to pass. Gets about 2. Again, he's a very legit runner. I think Matt Patricia said he's kind of like Kyler Murray almost. I could see that. More like Kyler or Lamar. They can run around. Washington hasn't lost in over 21 games, and the Ducks haven't won here since 2014. And there's a pass for a first down. That's Roebuck. Who's he matched up with? I'm Osen. Huh. That's their first down, of course. Oh, sideline interference on Washington. Wow, they're not even getting a sideline warning. They're getting straight up interference. Wonder if a coach got in the way of a referee trying to make a call or something. It's my only theory. I don't know. I don't think they have a replay of what happened, do they? That's my theory. Maybe a coach got in the way because they do have like get back guys. I don't know exactly what happened, but okay. 1st and 10 at their own 11. Bowman gets about 2 yards shy of the first down. Hmm. Oh yeah, I guess a coach got in the way, and was it Jed? I don't think it was Jed. It might have been one of the other coaches. Made contact with the official to prevent him and prevented him from officiating. Wow. 2nd and 3. And he hits a loss of 2. Yeah, they were like, "Yep, you're not running on this side, buddy." That's Caden McDonald again. You know, I do get on Larry's case about recruiting, but when it comes to developing, he's pretty good at that stuff. 3rd and 5, and another flag. What's this flag gonna be? Oh, wow. see that too. Which, losing his mind over that stuff. But 3rd and 14 now after the penalty. Back to pass. And another flag. False start on Washington. It is unraveling for them on this drive. Now that'll back them up even more. Beep, beep. Backing up. 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 You hear the USC collapse has begun? Luke Waffle, we got a spot for you in Columbus. Nah, the money's too good in LA. He ain't gonna leave. 3rd and 17. Dumps it off. Well, and there's Lorenzo Styles flying in, making the tackle. Sanchez talking a little smack, little schmackaroo, like 4th down. Drive started off promising, but ref ball. Well, I'm not complaining now. Unsportsmanlike conduct, a sideline interference. Brandon Innes back to fair catch this, because we all know it's probably what he's going to do. Oh, he's actually going to return it? I am shocked, I tell you. Oh, look at this. And he lost the ball. The one time he wants to return it, he fumbles it. Take that man away from the freaking punt return duty. God. He either fair catches it when there's perfect chance to, and then he fumbles that. Get that man off the damn field on punt return. Come on now. Oh my God, Brandon. Funny is it that the one time we had a punt return touchdown the last couple years, it was Caleb Downs returning the punts. Since then, it's been all Brendan Innes, fair catch. He's never going to return a punt again. Never going to return a punt again. I love being purple. Oh. Yeah, that dude is not returning punts. The one time he returns a punt, fumbles it. It's the one time he doesn't fair catch it, and it looked like he had something cooking. Turnover. You cannot have him doing that. Oh. Oh, that's where the unsportsmanlike happened. The play was over, and the ref was running up, and coach was in the way. They've had 8 offensive plays. We've had 9. They've had 38 total yards. We have 45. Under center after the fumbled punt because Innes kind of stinks at that. And he drops the ball. Ooh, that's tough throw. He was open. That would have been a tough catch. Looked like it was just in front of him. A little too far in front. That would have been a gnarly ass one-handed catch. Yeah, there is a lot of scarlet. More than I thought. Like almost the whole end zone stands, that's almost all scarlet. 2nd and 10. On to center. Williams breaks free into the secondary, breaks the tackle, and he's going to get into Buckeye territory. That's Coleman. If they score here, well, thank you, Brandon Innes. Thank you for fumbling. Yep. He should never return a punt ever again, dude. He actually returned it. Butterfingers. First and 10, 4:07 to go in the first. Hands it off again. The Coleman gets stuffed for about a yard. Brandon Innes. Huh. He got Carnell Tate making that leap. But Innes, in ass. Back to pass. A lot of time. Throws. Caught. First down. Nobody really around. What are these corners doing? Just standing there? Pulling the Browns? Ah. No. Yeah, hey, Bo, how about you actually just tell that freaking dude, get out of my way? Shoot him off to the side and get after the quarterback. Stop, push, push, push. These guys obviously don't know how to, close the pocket and contain a quarterback. It's 1st and 10. And we got whistles. Got a flag. False start. False start on the Huskies. That'll back them up. By the way, if you see the Washington logo, the helmet logo up there, I had to do a little improvising because I looked for a logo. The helmet flipped, and I couldn't find one, so I just did a little editing, and boom, there we go. Best I could get it to look. 1st and 15. Back to pass. First down. So yeah, we're just letting this dude play pitch and catch. Lorenzo Styles, of course, was on the coverage, but he just, don't bother covering him, Lorenzo. Don't bother covering him. Just let him run. Corners, man. Oh, could really go for a turnover right here, that's for sure. He's about a yard short. Right on the first down marker. They're going to give it to him. We've seen the Buckeye defense hold with these goal line stops before, but I don't think they faced a quarterback like Damon Williams. He can actually run around. He's not Arch Manning, that's for sure. They had that kid in hell in week 1. No red zone touchdowns this season. This is probably going to be the first, unless they get a stop. And they get a stuff on the first down. Damn, Curry, don't hurt yourself. Trying to suplex him? I stopped at Curry. Damn. Less than a minute to go in the first. Need like a fumble or something here. Shotgun. I think he moved again. That's on 56 again. That's another false start. That'll back him up. John Cooper, is that you? The ghost of John Cooper. Or if I don't even know if he's still alive. Well, then his spirit is still around this team, regardless. Alaska Airlines field. Back to pass. Nope. Hands it off. And he lost another few yards. Third down. That'll end the first quarter. Gordon, unnecessary roughness, use of the helmet. That's just the way the NFL is. Smiling Grandma chance at punt returner. Have Downs do it. This team is unserious. Now, your care is unparalleled. Introducing West Virginia's first freestanding orthopedic hospital on the St. Francis campus, downtown Charles. WV Medicine, Thomas Orthopedic Hospital, proudly served part of West Virginia. Sayona Shoes are his wide selection of men's and women's boots and shoes. We carry the top brands with a wide variety of styles and colors. Plus, check out our new clothing and scrub selection. Looking great and staying comfortable is easy. Sayona Shoe Models. The limited Italian has classic flavor with an always blend. It's more American Italian than Italian. Just touch with hope. And people line up to see them. By the way, for anyone who's really curious, in terms of who's out for Ohio State, Mason Maggs, okay, Brenton Jones, Deshaun Stewart, Preston Wolf, Eli Lee, Ahmed Tunkara, and Max Roy. Essentially like the back end guys on the roster. Yeah. Javon Parker, Zadarius, Rainey Sale, CJ Christian, Rashid Williams, and Rayshawn Clark out for the Huskies. Okay. I like Brennan Ennis. He's a good guy. He's a good kid. But dude, you gotta hold on to the damn ball, man. You do that in the NFL, you're gonna get cut. Don't tolerate it. You'll probably get other chances. But you gotta just hold on to the ball, man. Of course, he had a great return on it too. Might cost us 6 points here. Unless the defense can get a stop, then it'll be probably 3. Get to know this is their first road game, though. Playing a little sloppy. Just like against the Bobcats. You thought they would have ironed that stuff out during the bye week. 3rd and goal. Just starting the second quarter. Shotgun for Williams. He's going to slip out. And he's not going to get anything. See, that's what I'm talking about. I'll take the push thing in that situation. Because you don't want to go free to the quarterback because he's going to skirt you out of your shoes. You close the pocket, you wait and see what he's going to do, and then you make your move. You flush him inside or outside, and Arvell Reese makes the stop, and that'll hold him to 3 points. Grady Gross, this season, 2 for 2 with field goals. The longest was 51. This is a relative chip shot, but you never know with college kickers these days. As we know, 28-yard attempt. It's good. So the streak continues, not allowing a red zone touchdown. But all they get is 3, which against this Buckeye team, you need 6 if you want to have a legit chance. You can't settle for 3s. Because eventually Ohio State's going to figure it out, and they're going to start boat racing you. But, I mean, I don't know about today, though. The Mets can be eliminated from playoff contention today. The Reds can clinch with a win and a Mets loss. You just imagine the insanity knowing that both Ohio teams can clinch the playoffs. That's a rarity. I think the last time both of our teams made it in the playoffs was 2020. Yeah. And I think we were both bounced in the first round. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But of course, we would have to face the the Tigers, most likely. Or in some other, maybe a possible occasion, the Astros. Which I don't know if I want that. The Reds most likely would have to face the Dodgers. Would you do any Reds games? If possible. Especially when they're in LA. Which that's where the series will be. Sold out at Progressive Field. If Cleveland wins, they're in the playoffs. That's all. Because the Angels winning last night put our magic number for a playoff spot at 1. Now, it depends on what happens with Detroit. Because if Detroit wins and we win, they're probably going to pitch Screwball tomorrow. All we got to do is win the next 2, and we got the AL Central. Wow. Illinois beat USC. How about that? On a field goal. It's always on a field goal. There's a look at downtown Seattle. Just a little bit south of where the University of Washington is. 20 minutes south. $70,000 people, and I bet you a good 15-some thousand of those are Buckeye fans. Maybe even more than that. Honestly, out of the 70,000, I bet you 40,000 are Buckeye fans. And it goes end zone, touchback. Buckeyes finally get the ball back for real this time. Last time they had the ball, they got into the red zone, but came up with no points because, C.J. Donaldson doesn't know how to run for leverage. Got stuffed on 4th and goal. See what they do on this drive. We've had the ball 4 minutes. They've had it 11. 117 total yards for them, 45 for us. Of course, we turned it over because Brandon Innes is not a good punt returner. 1st and 10. Bo Jackson. Runs it forward for about, 4 yards. Turnover on downs in the red zone, and then a punt. A fumble on the punt return. First time trailing this year. Hands it off again, gets about 5. More like 5 and like 3/4. There's an interesting Buckeye fan. That's something new I haven't seen before. Good blocking up front, though. 3rd and 1. Donaldson in the backfield. Tight end motions. Got it. Waiting for them to get like Jeremiah in motion and run like a jet sweep with him. If they do that and they execute it perfectly, he could get you like 15 yards on that alone. 1st and 10. There's the Ohio State cheerleaders. Made the trip. Shotgun. Gets nothing. All that to go nowhere. So we just a running team now, Brian? Brian Hartline turned this team into a running team, which is very awkward and ironic because he's the receiver coach, and you'd think he'd want to showcase his dudes a little bit, but all of a sudden we're just running the ball. Did they bring back the Team Up North game plan from last year? 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Dumps it off. All that for a few yards. They're not going to throw deep. Got trestle ball going today, I guess. Conservative. We must play conservative. We must play conservative. We must play conservative. 3rd and 6. We must play conservative. We must play conservative. Shotgun. Snap. Throws. Caught. Oh, he didn't catch it. Brandon Ennis, bro. He probably could have ran it, but that would have been tough. Not a good day for Brandon Ennis, that's for sure. Yeah, it bounced. This offense is drunk as hell. You got Jeremiah running downfield, but there's a double coverage. Yeah, Ryan, you might need to snatch that play sheet away from Brian Hartline. He's not a OC at this point. What the heck is these play calls? Like, damn, Brian. And there's a fair catch just inside the 25. Offense is looking like trestle ball. Not much there. Run, run, run for like 3 yards, 4 yards. Do nothing, do nothing. They don't try to get Jeremiah in a spot to where they can get him the ball. But we'll see how things change. Oh. We just realized a few streams ago I can actually gift memberships now. I never noticed that before. I must have did what was needed to get members, because now I got members only live streams too. Huh. I know. I think I still owe a membership from something that happened earlier this year, right? What was it that needed to happen? I was like, it's something with basketball. I needed to give a membership if something happened in basketball. It was like a 50 burger or something. Duck's house is going to have a field day if the Buckeyes lose this game. I mean, of course, it would be such an Oregon fan thing to do, to gloat about Washington beating us when they, oh, because we beat you in Autzen. Yeah, look what happened in the Rose Bowl. All right, so Washington gets the ball back here. A punt, and a field goal so far on their first 3 possessions. Buckeyes would have had 3 possessions, but they fumbled the last one before this last punt. Offense is conservative. 117 total yards for the Huskies, 60 for the Buckeyes. Direct snap to Coleman gets about 3, maybe 4. Second and 5. Back to pass. Williams gets a first down. First and 10. Under center. Little handoff counter. Damon and Brock Heward. Wow. Okay. Action. Pass. Completely whiffed. Who the hell was that corner? Who the hell was that corner that just completely whiffed on the tackle? That better not have been who I thought it was. God. Oh, yep, that was him. That was the other Styles brother. Lorenzo Styles brother. Like, come on. What are you doing, dude? Buckeye fans are going to react accordingly to that one. He completely whiffed. Ah. Oh, so he just kind of derped his way into a low-key tackle there. Okay, Lorenzo, I see what you're doing. I'm sure you'll say I meant to do that. His knee was down, so it's third down. I meant to do that. He's lucky he touched him. He is lucky as heck he touched him. Lorenzo will say he meant to do that. All right, it's 3rd and 2. See if the Buckeyes can get off the field here. And they will get off the field. Arvell Reese, good job bringing him down. They're going to go ballsy here and go for it? Or are they going to kind of play it safe and punt and rely on their defense? Because you get a gain of 1. It'd be like 4th and a half a yard. And I believe they're going to go for it here. Shotgun for Williams. And Williams breaks through for the first down. Yeah. This quarterback's got freaking Matt Patricia in hell right now. Come on, Patricia. Yeah. Oh my goodness. No first time OC should ever be the OC for Ohio State. Brian should just stick to recruiting receivers. Back to pass. Throws, caught, first down. Here we go. Here we go. Defense not even bothering covering these receivers. Leaving dudes open. Styles gets carried for about a 4-yard gain. $6:18 to go in the half. Ohio State has barely had the ball. Yeah, they're not falling for that one. That's Kenyatta Jackson on the sack. I guess you could call it a sack. Get down. Good job by Jackson to kind of just get that, jazz feet, kind of set your motion and don't overcommit because then he'll duke you out your shoes. You see what he does and then you follow him. All right, 3rd and 9. Can they get off the field here? And that's a loss of like 5-ish. Damn. 4th down. 5:15 to go in the half. Already, God, that's already almost halftime. Is this game flying by? 10 million on defense. We should actually invest in that office and get a real quarterback. I mean, Julian Saint's good. It's like these guys don't trust him. You spend buku bucks on weapons for him, but you don't want him to get those weapons. 45-yard attempt. Look it. A fake. To nobody. What the heck? A fake? Okay. Let's see here. So he's running, but good job by one of the. Is that Hart? He never turned around. He never turned around for the ball. So Ohio State catches a major break there. Wow. Tight end never. I don't even think he knew the ball was coming his way. Against again, like Ohio State is drunk right now. If I've learned anything as a fan of a somewhat inferior football team in the Browns, when you're facing a superior team, you take any points you can get. Of course, 6 always wins. All Ohio State has to do is eventually find the way to get to the end zone and get 6 points before halftime. Get a touchdown. It'll turn things around all the way, but this offense is seemingly going through another trestle ball phase. Going from Chip Kelly as your OC to Brian Hartline, who's obviously never been a play caller. He's been like a co-OC, but he's never had the play sheet firmly in his hands. I would have like brought in somebody to help him out. There was nothing there. So 1st and 10 for the Buckeyes. Snap. Back to pass. No pressure at all. Rolls to his right. Throws. Blown up, but he caught the ball though. Gain of about 5. Ooh. I guess one of the ends for Washington got hurt. Got pancaked and might have hurt his wrist or something. Or he hurt himself. 2nd and 5. Shotgun. Quick pass. And there's the first time. Hey, Brandon, it's good job. He caught the ball. Call that progress. Progress. He caught the ball and got a first down. He's a good receiver, but I'm sure he's probably banging himself on the head for that fumble too, because that's a great return to him earlier. Gotta hold on to the ball. Because in the NFL, which he envisions himself as an NFL receiver, you do that, you're gone. They don't call it the not for long league for nothing. Play action. Lofts it out of bounds. 2nd down. The Heat clearly doesn't care about QBR. I'm just waiting for them to do something like funky, like a jet sweep with Jeremiah or something. But there was like really nobody open. A lot of double coverage down the field. Oh, and that's a brutal hit. Oof. 3:11 to go, 2nd and 10. Bo Jackson still in the backfield. 4 for 7, 25 yards for Julian. Back to pass. Throws. There's Jeremiah. Gets about 8 or 9 yards. They'll say right about the 9-yard mark. So it'll be 3rd and 1. Third and a yard. First reception since second play of the game for Jeremiah. 240 and counting into Husky territory. Caught. There's Ennis again. First down. Hey, that's another catch for Brandon Ennis. It's... Nah, I'm just trolling. Ennis is a good guy. A lot of receivers in his situation would have dipped, but you know, he wants to be developed, and I mean, if you asked him about that fumble, he'd probably bashing himself on the head for that. There's Cornell Tate. First and 10. Snap. And a handoff. Rolls for about a gain of 6. We'll see what, because again, he rolled a little bit more than that. It'll be second down regardless. Bo Jackson running hard. Pride of Villa Angela St. Joe's, just outside of Cleveland. 2 minutes to go in the half. Buckeyes are threatening again. Wake Forest fans were lining up to rush the field, and the QB threw a pick to lose. Like what almost happened in the Virginia game last night. But that Florida State losing to Virginia. That's tough. So 2 minutes to go in the half. Buckeyes, I believe, will get the ball to start the second half. So you get in the end zone here. Then you get the ball back to start the second half. But there again, there's the edge rusher. Got pancaked. Might have landed wrong. Oh. Durfee, 11 QB hurries this season, tied for second most in the Big Ten. 2nd and 2 for the Buckeyes. Shotgun for Sayin. Going under center now. Man in motion. Hands it off. First down and more. Still going. That's Bo Jackson. Or Lamar Bo Jackson. 1st and 10. Again, under 2 minutes, so the clock stops. At the end of the second and, of course, fourth quarter. Good blocking. 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Or just inside the red zone. 2 rushes, 5 passes, 3-minute drive. Hands it off again. Gets about 2. There's a look again at the scenery around Alaska Airlines Field. 1:20 to go. I'm guessing a timeout was called. Don't know who, though. So I'll have to wait and see. If Ohio State could punch it in right here. For some reason, the offense, the Browns, they think they're the Browns for some reason. Like, I know Brian played for the Browns for a little bit, but damn, dude. You don't have to have your offense emulate ours. The Browns.
Same-day pickup and delivery, it's easy to shop the same in-store prices. And have your groceries brought right to you. So you never compromise what matters most.
Funny. Fox has both Ohio teams on Fox today. Cincinnati, Milwaukee, and then, of course, Texas and Cleveland. That is messed up. Like, my neighbor gets to watch the the Guardians, while my other neighbor, well, I have to watch the Reds. That's tough. But they are just all over Jeremiah, of course. Got to get Jeremiah in an advantageous matchup. 10th in receptions, first in yards and touchdowns. He has 2 for 15 yards today. 2nd and 8, minute 20 to go. Hands it off again, and he'll get 2 yards. Dude, come on. God, this team is so damn conservative. Bro, Ryan, you might have to take the play sheet from Brian Hartline. This dude is uber conservative. Come. Don't get your big weapons involved. Now the timeout. I'm going to look and see who called these timeouts because they don't say who did it. They go to commercial before you can even really see the score bug to see who called it. Get some updates around the league, too, around the nation, I guess, and some baseball scores as well. Brian Hartline, man, good recruiter, but he should not be the play caller. All right, let's see what we got here. LSU up 7-3 over Ole Miss. A&M up over Auburn 10-3. Those games are in the second quarter. Indiana up over Iowa late in the first half on Peacock. Baylor up over OK State 21-17. Mississippi State over Tennessee 7-3. was gonna look at something, but I forgot. Oh well. Not important. Ah. Mm. Yeah, I gotta look to see who called timeouts here. Again, a beautiful day for football in the Pacific Northwest. Third down. Here comes another run play. Okay, so they were both Washington timeouts. All right. They have one remaining. 3rd and 6. Obviously, they're trying to get the ball back. Last red zone drive was a turnover on downs for Ohio State. Shotgun. They motion Donaldson out wide. Saying, and we got a false start. It's on Daniels. Well, they surrendered on this drive. Field goal time coming up. I can already tell. This team is being super unserious today for really no reason. Just inside the 20. Snap, back to pass. Caught Jeremiah in space. He's in. Touchdown. You get him any space and he'll take off. He's unbeatable. You can't bring him down when he's anywhere in space. Got him on a slant too. That's what I'm talking about, Brian. Get your guys in space. For the half. Nobody, and again, he's too quick. He's too quick. Jeremiah catches the ball. It's like, yep, he's in. And so here's the extra point. Not bad, good. You know, they're trying to just like chant, like drive, drive, drive up. It's kind of hard to do that when the entire end zone's like stand there is scarlet. It's kind of hard to do anything like that when almost the entire end zone is scarlet. So there's his first touchdown of the day. And the Buckeyes now up 7-3. Oh, Yoder. Ask you a question? Here's the return. God. Kicker just saved a touchdown. If I had a question for you, what would it be? Well, if I had to keep it Browns related, Best experience at a Browns game. Favorite experience. Buckeyes might go first. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a night game next week. 1:01 to go. Back to pass. Good job by Curry to bring him down in bounds. And they have 1 timeout remaining. And I believe they're going to use that last timeout. Nope, there's an injury. Oh. Oh, that is Carver Willis. That's tough. So he's coming off the field. Missed opportunities, 2 red zone trips, 3 points, and then an incomplete pass and a fake field goal. Back to pass, and he's going to go down. He's lucky he held onto the ball. Curry! Oh, by the way, yep, Washington used all 3 of their timeouts. Curry! Wow. I guess we're not going to call timeout. I thought we would have. Oh, well. They're going to run it. And they get a few yards, and that'll do it for the first half. So, that's going to do it for the first half. Buckeyes up 7-3. Not a whole lot of action in the first half. Both offenses looking a little drunk, perhaps. Buckeyes looking slow because of the bye week. They do that every time. They always look like they take a little bit to get going after a bye week. Ohio State, of course, had that fumble and a turnover on downs. All right, so we go to halftime, and yeah. Good job by the offense to actually get in the end zone. All right, let's get the stats for you guys here, and then we'll just hang out. Tigers, Red Sox. Let's see what's going on in that game. Nothing. Boston. Bottom 3. Boston. Boston. Oh, they're wearing their other City Connects, I guess. The yellow ones. Funny is it that the Red Sox traded Devers, and Devers is missing the playoffs while the Red Sox are moving on. They're going to the playoffs. So anyway, stats-wise, Julian Sains, 7 of 10, 63 yards and a touchdown. 15 carries total, 75 yards on the ground, mostly Bo Jackson with 8 for 37. Donaldson, 6 for 32. Receiving, Jeremiah, 3 catches, 33 yards, and a touchdown. Brennan Innes, 2 for 22. And then sacks, 2 sacks from Kenyatta Jackson and Caden Carey. And that's it. Damon Williams, 11 of 12 for 102 yards through the air. Jonah Coleman, 8 carries, 52 yards. Desmond Roebuck, 1 for 6. Adam Muhammad, 1 for 5. Williams, 8 carries, 0 yards. Receiving, Roebuck, 2 receptions, 36 yards. Omari Evans, 2 for 24. Boston, 1 for 17. Coleman, 2 for 12. Quentin Moore, 1 for 10. Raiden Vines Bright, 1 for 7. Decker DeGraff, 1 for 1. Mohammed, 1 for -5. And DeGraff, of course, recovered the fumble. Sacks or anything on defense. So yeah, 7-3. I haven't been to a Browns game yet. It can be like, what's your favorite player? Oh. Okay. How about, got to think of one that I probably wouldn't be asked, you know? How about this? Favorite player from the 1999, or the team that, when you first started watching the Browns, right? 99, or even from the old Browns, if you're old enough. Who's your favorite player from one of those teams? I started watching the Browns in 99. My favorite player from that team, well, I was way too young to really know what was going on, but I'd have to say it was probably, I don't even know who it would even be. That's the thing, because I was too young. Honestly, I'd say favorite memory as a Browns fan. Doesn't have to be going to a game. For me, obviously, it's beating the crap out of the Steelers in 2020. Seven to 3 LSU over Ole Miss. Trinidad Chambliss, 9 of 17 for 112 yards. Garrett Nussmeier, 6 for 12, 85 yards and a touchdown. Nick Anderson had the touchdown catch for 7 yards. Oh, okay, wow. Indiana and Iowa tied at 10 on PCAC. A&M over Auburn, 10 to 3. Le'Veon Moss has a rushing touchdown for the Aggies. I want to see what the heck happened in this Red Sox game. Other scores: Toronto up 4-1 over the Rays. Boston, of course, up 1-0. Mets up 2-0. Mets lose. Reds win. Reds are in. It'd be so Reds for them to fumble that. You know, if there wasn't football on today, I would have probably been streaming this game. This Red Sox game. Yeah, I probably would have. All right. Okay, so Sogard singled, scoring Rafaela. That's how they got on the board. Team 3 A&M now. 10-7 Tennessee over Mississippi State. Let's take a look at some other scores from the rest of Division 1, not just the top 25. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of top 25 action going on right now. Of course, the main event tonight. Ooh, Bama, Georgia, 7:30. Oregon, Penn State at 7:30. Arizona, Iowa State at 7. UMass and Missouri. Yay. Can't wait for that one. Yeah. BYU, Colorado should be a good one. Rematch of the Alamo Bowl last year. Going through the entire Division 1 slate. Arkansas State losing to UL Monroe. What other ones? Northwestern beating the hell out of UCLA 17-3. Come on. Boston College over Cal 17-14. Baylor over Oklahoma State 28-17. Utah beating West Virginia 28-0. UConn and Buffalo tied at 7 at halftime. Toledo over Akron 35-3 at halftime. Blech. Oh, brother. Northern Illinois and San Diego State tied at 3. Navy over Rice 14-0 at halftime. Miami, Ohio over something called Lindenwood 17-0. If that holds, Miami's getting their first win of the year. New Mexico State up 17-14 in the second quarter over New Mexico. Hawaii 14-7 over Air Force. Tulane over Tulsa 14-7 early in the second quarter. And then, of course, Tennessee and Mississippi State. They're in the first? Wow. 10-7. Other notable games. Liberty, Old Dominion. Okay. Rhode Island, Western Michigan. Yeah. Virginia Tech, NC State. Southern Miss and Jacksonville State. Western Kentucky, Missouri State. Memphis and Florida Atlantic. Memphis is 4-0. How about that? What else? Wazoo and Colorado State. Ooh. Wow. San Jose State, Stanford, App State, Boise State, Kentucky, South Carolina, Marshall and Louisiana, Lafayette, or I guess the college formerly known as Louisiana Lafayette. It's now just Louisiana. UTEP and Louisiana Tech. And that's it for the Division 1. Yeah, but if I had to name like my favorite memory as a Browns fan thus far, it's definitely beating the crap out of the Steelers in the playoffs. Just how that game started, it's like, yep, okay, that's how this game's gonna go. And sure enough, yeah, literally first play of the game, the snap over the head of Ben, we score a touchdown, and then from that point on, it was all Browns. We even got to see a Steelers stat pad too. At the end, when it was already a wrap. Lefty opener. Oh yeah, because I think they brought up a youngster from AAA. I think he's gonna be like the bulk guy, but they got Lats warming up. They got Lats as the opener. So I assume, once the bulk guy comes in, I assume, if that is indeed what's happening, I expect Noel, J Rod, maybe Hedges to get switcherooed, especially J Rod and Noel. Yeah, you'd have to figure that's the logical thing to do. You know Stephen Vogt. Sometimes he does things differently. Let me see if there's any recruiting stuff going on. Ohio State, of course, will get the ball to start the second half. Like Brian and company, they're trying to like take it real easy with Julian. Because again, his first road start. I understand that. They would have been letting him rip it. Because of course he's a veteran and he's been through it all. He's seen it all. It's different than like essentially a freshman making his first road start. Right back. All righty, guys. So we should be getting back to football here relatively soon. All right.
Disaster strikes, everything feels lost. But it's not. It's our chance to put it all back together. Well, restoring and profit. Counter up flight. See you there.
Finally beating your siblings to the good room on family vacation. That's what the world's biggest airline can do.
Well,
Thanks.
Eddie Guerrero's daughter, Kaylee Guerrero, says women shouldn't be allowed to vote. Huh? That's an interesting thing to say. Wow. Someone said in the comments, Eddie got hit in the head with chairs, but she gets the CTE. All right, so yeah, we are a few moments from the start of the third quarter. Third quarter coming up. Ohio State will get the ball. Wow. Oh, this fly. I gotta get rid of this fly here real quick. Hang on. Come on. Stupid thing. There we go. Oh, stupid fly.
Everything he needs to keep him healthy for one time.
Come on, get out of there. There we go.
Two.
Tradition.
Sugar.
All right.
Tradition. Starting from scratch.
All right. Sometimes I hit the fly so good with this lovely device. I always like try to pin the fly in between the little things here. I take it over to the trash can and I put it in the trash can. And sometimes it gets a little too stuck in there and I have to force it out by banging this thing on the trash can. Oh my God, call me the Houston Astros. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, man. Okay, so 7-3 Buckeyes lead at the half. Getting ready for the third quarter in just a few moments. Buckeyes will start with the ball, of course. Okay. What's your fantasy team doing? I haven't even checked.
Because do it yourself is enough for you to follow yourself. Inward.
I'm only losing by 86 points. Whoop-de-doo. Oh, Marte's not playing today. Of course not. Pitching is doing solid so far. All right. That's cool, I guess. Of course, next week, you thought waiting until 3:30 was fun. Next week, we get to wait until 7:30 again, as Ohio State will face Minnesota Saturday night under the lights at the Shoe on NBC. Seems like when we have a night game, it's like a 99% chance it'll be on NBC. I don't think CBS even really does nighttime college football anymore. ESPN and ABC have that market. They have it locked up for the most part. Of course, for Ohio State, Fox, they're going to have us on big noon like most of the rest of the season. We might get like a 3:30 game sometime, maybe against like Illinois or like Wisconsin, probably at noon. But again, there's a look at downtown Seattle getting ready for the third quarter.
It's not pretty. Just the way we play. We're going to move the ball. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. Managing our quarterbacks exactly the way we play.
So Ohio State kicks away, and it'll go almost out of the end zone, almost out of bounds, but it goes into the end zone. So Ohio State will start off. Ohio State goes down the field here and scores a touchdown. That'll really put pressure on Washington. See how Ohio State looks. Bo Jackson at running back. I think this was Bo's last game before he can really redshirt. I don't think he's going to get redshirted. Hell no, not the way he's playing. Hands it off. Oh, he kept it. Throws, caught, first down. Jeremiah Smith. With Jeremiah, knowing him, he would zip right past those guys down the sideline. Durfee and Willis are both out. So their left tackle and one of their edge rushers are both out now, adding to the injuries that they've already had. Takario Davis not playing today. They're also missing, I think, another linebacker and one of their other defensive linemen. Quick pass, Jeremiah, gain of about 8. Look at all that free space they're giving him. 100th career reception in 20th game, tied for quickest by OSU player since 2000, with Jackson Smith and Jigba, who's in the house today. He's there, of course, because he plays for Seattle, and they played on Thursday. So, yep, of course he's going to be there. 2nd and 2. Snap. Hands it off for nothing. Yeah, run into the packed side. Yeah, good idea. Great idea, Brian. Call a play to the loaded side. Third and 2. 13:20 to go in the third. 3 for 5 on third downs. Average yards to go about 5.2. Donaldson in the backfield. Shotgun for saying. Hands it off. First down. Yeah, of course, Buckeye fans are going to be like, oh, this running back room isn't that good. Well, I mean, you're going from Trevion Henderson and Quinshawn Judkins, who are home run hitters. Literally, they could take the first handoff to the house. These guys are more like, nah, definitely a tier below. Although Bo Jackson looks like he has potential. 1st and 10. People's in the game now at running back. There's Jeremiah. Gain of about, they're going to give him, what is that, 7? 6. Freaking flies around here. 84 pass yards, 54 on last drive of the first half. Wow. Smith, 5 receptions, 54 yards on a touchdown. 101 career receptions now. Damon Williams, 11 of 12 for 102 yards. Completed his last 8 attempts. 2nd and 3. Back to pass. Wow, nice catch by Thurman. I thought it might have been tipped or something. Yeah, it was tipped by Thompson, and Thurman still came down with it. Yeah, because it was tipped, so that eliminates interference. 3:33 to go. Oh, 3:33 on this drive. Shotgun for Sayin. Throws, nice catch. There's Peoples. And he gets a solid chunk. Okay, good job. Not mad about that. That's a good little play, Get him in the space, and wish you would have been able to slip through that tackle though. 2nd and 3. 12 of 15, 106 yards, and a touchdown for Julian. And of course, the Buckeyes are driving. Shotgun. Play action. Caught. Peoples. First down. There you go. Getting Peoples involved in the pass game. I like that. I like that. Sayin isn't like, he isn't like scared of the pressure. Bringing in a pass rush. Nice little pass to Peoples. First down. Drive continues. Good stuff. I want to see Max Clare get involved. That'd be awesome for him too. 1st and 10. Man under center. Hands it off. Donaldson runs straight ahead, and there's a flag. What could this flag be, I wonder? Someone lost a helmet. Probably hands to the face. Only reason you could lose your helmet is if you get a hands to the face. Yeah. It's on Daniels. Of course. Chris Fedor on his podcast. Cavs liked Thomas Bryant at the start of free agency. They were debating him versus Larry Nance. Has a different skill set. He can shoot from behind the arc, can pull defenders away from the perimeter. And they ended up getting both of them, too. Best of both worlds. You get them both. First and 22. 9:41 to go in the third. Smith in the slot. Back to pass. Dumps it off. Makes the guy miss. Gets a few yards. I'll never forget that tunnel screen they ran or whatever against Western Michigan last year. Dude freaking got in space and he was gone. If you're going to get Jeremiah, you got to stop him like when he first catches the ball. You give him any space, he's very hard to catch, let alone bring down. Back to pass. Steps up. Throws it away. All that dancing around to throw it away. And there's a flag. Ooh, roughing the passer. That's on Uiagalelei. And yeah, ooh. Wow. Okay. So that's a free first down. Jet's like, are you serious? So first and 10. We essentially get the yards lost on that hands to the face. Get those yards back. First and 10 inside the red zone. Back to pass. Throws over everybody. Second down. Yeah, there it is. Oh, yeah. And 45 to go in the third. That was the first incompletion on this drive for Julian. Bo Jackson in the backfield. Claire. Here's a handoff. Jackson gets to the 11-yard line. It'll be about third and I'll say 3 or 2. Probably 3. Third and very manageable, though. Career games, Lamar and Vincent Bo Jackson. No relation. Wow. Third and 3. And Lamar Bo Jackson's only a freshman. Tate motions. Play action. Hot, wide open. There's Tate. He's inside the 5 to about the 1-yard line. These guys are just settling in the middle of the field. Not a lot of action around there. Everybody else is around the edges. They're all like swarming north towards the quarterback, and that leaves Tate with a lot of space. First and goal. Under center. And he's in. Touchdown. Giving it to C4. That's a grinded out drive right there if I've ever seen one. (13-3), extra point pending. Long, brutal drive for the Buckeyes. It's up and good. That's the kind of drive you love to have. Eats up clock and wears down their defense. 14 play, 75-yard drive. Quick check in on Red Sox Tigers. 2-1 Detroit now.
Details and sorts that seem to derive. Measures. Stick to the agenda. Or experience something unexpected. With IHG's 20 Patel brands. Guest, I am guest. From C5. Sign open. Joy Factory.
Fourteen 3 Buckeyes. Winningest QB in CFB history. Iowa Mark Gronowski wins 52nd game as starter. Damn. 3 seasons at South Dakota State. Okay. All right, here's the kick. End zone touchback. I mean, again, Huskies had what, 2 trips to the red zone? Came up empty on one of them. 7:19 to go in the third. A 3 and out here would be huge. Well, so much for the 3 and out. There's a first down to the Roebuck. These receivers are just always living in space. God. 1st and 10, 6:55 to go in the third. 12 of 13. Coleman. Near a first down. That's not Coleman. Was that Coleman? Yeah, that was Coleman. Ooh. First down. And there's a flag. There's a later kind of flag, so it's probably on us. Horse collar or face mask or something. Yeah. Yep. You can tell because there was a later flag. Yeah. Trying to bring him down, and he just grabs the face mask. Now they're almost in the red zone already. Wide open. First down to the tight end near the 5. Defense. Look like the defense looks like we woke him up from a nap. Inside the 5, or near the 5. Gets near the 5 again. About the 6-yard line. 2nd down. Man, if we get a turnover here, that would just take them completely out of it at this point. 2nd and goal. We're beyond due for one. 3rd down. Styles makes the tackle. That's Lorenzo. That's not Sonny. Good tackle by Lorenzo, though. Didn't whiff on that one. 3rd and goal. Watch out for a QB keeper here. Or watch out for Coleman. And he's going to get sacked. 4th down. Again. Jed Fish is like, so that's why these guys haven't given up a touchdown in the freaking red zone yet this year. That was, who the heck got him? Was it Curry? Curry again. Grady Gross, 28-yard attempt. Snap. Good. So all that, and you get a field goal out of it. Oh, that's why they're barking. My dogs are barking because they hear the freaking siren. And serious ass dogs. That's why they're barking because they hear a siren. Ah, Washington, you're funny. All right, guys, I'll be right back. All right, so Washington ready to kick it away after another field goal. Buckeyes up 14-6. Kicks away. And fair catch. All right, here we go. What does Ohio State have for us on this drive?
Looks like to me. And it's with a huddle back in and following up. They're using 15 seconds to coach the quarterback or emotions. How much are we bad at the moment? Let's do it together.
All right. 3:49 to go. They're in the third. Staying in the gun. Back to pass. Dumps it off. It's an Innis. Spin move. First down. Good blocking upfield, too. That was Claire, I believe, on one of the blocks that allowed him to cut upfield. 1st and 10. 3:23 to go. They're in the third quarter. Snap. Back to pass. Oh, he almost caught that. That was Tate on the intended target. Just a little too far. Price sock on the coverage. Second and 10, 3:08 to go in the third. Back to pass. A roll to his left. Throws. Tight ropes. Pumped by Tate. First down. 2 toes, 10 toes down on the sideline. Great catch. Yep. There you go. Great catch. Here. 10 toes down. Just shy of the 50. Rolls to his right. Oh, run for about a yard. Realized there was nothing downfield. I'm going to get a positive yard here. Why not? Why not? Well, QBs, high school class of 2024, Sayin, Lagway, Raiola, and of course, DeMond Williams. 2nd and 9, 1:54 to go in the third. Bo Jackson in the backfield. A pitch. And Jackson, first down, inside the 40 or near the 40. Maybe it's like right on the marker, right on the 40, but it was right there. It's a first down regardless. Good blocking, got the pitch, clears up a hole, and hard running. Kasmeric. Nice. First down, minute 19 to go. People's now in the backfield. Watch out for Jeremiah up top. It's a one-on-one, it looks like. Oh, nope, they got the safety kind of shading. There's Claire. First time we're hearing his name today. Nice little play, a little fake on the sweep. Gets it to Claire. Gets about damn near 8 yards. 18 of 23, 156 yards and a touchdown. Good game for Julian so far. Second and 2. Shotgun. Punt. Tate in space. First down. They're getting into the right around the red zone. I believe that will actually get him a hair outside the red zone. The corner actually stumbled too. First and 10, and that'll end the third quarter. 14-6 Buckeyes going to the fourth. You know, it's actually weird. These like middle afternoon games always fly by, regardless. Like for the when the Buckeyes play at noon, and I'm here after the game's over doing my recap video, I'll have a game on in the background. I swear, I start the video when the game just started. I'll finish it, and it'll be like damn near the end of the first quarter, because it takes me a couple takes sometimes. Because sometimes I'll miss something or something else happens.
Checking all state first was smart. Barking at my boss.
Michael Bush, a single shy of the cycle, and they intentionally walked it. Bruh.
Just look at the facts. Switch to Total Wireless and save 50% off Metro and Pregame. Guaranteed. With one line where you keep the phone and number plug. Guaranteed. That means you'll pay half of this other guy's charge. You bring your phone. Thanks. And we will the first 5-year.
Let's do a little quick update. Buckeyes still rolling too. Going to the fourth. 4's up. Oh, 2-1, bottom 6 against Montero. If you've seen your team play in Boston, when your team plays in Boston, it's like you just know Boston's gonna pull out some crazy stuff to win the game somehow. Some good juju for them. Just a naturally clutch hitting team. How about this from Al Pawlowski, who I guess does games for the Guardians every once in a while when Rick Manning or Matt Underwood are not in the booth. Tonight's Guardians-Rangers game is sold out. This guarantees over 2 million fans for the second consecutive season. First time that has happened since 2007-2008. Limited seats remain for the regular season finale tomorrow afternoon. Do you know what's funny? And for any other organization, 2 million fans would get rewarded, right? Oh yeah, we had a lot of fans show up. It was a fun summer. Teams in the playoff race were right there. We're going to go out, make some moves, make this team even better, improve in the spots where we kind of stink. For us, it'd be kind of right field. Maybe ease the log jam in some spots as well. What are the Guardians going to do? Probably nothing. I'm expecting another quiet winter in terms of moves. Though if Class A is banned for life, I would maybe look for another better closer. Not sure who it would be, though. Gonna sign some depth guys for the bench and platooning, right? And hopefully we get a good season out of DeLauder, and we might see Pizzana. So they might sign like a placeholder in right field or something. I don't know what they're gonna do. Probably nothing. If they're not gonna do anything, you better play the kids a lot next year. So guys again threatening here in the fourth quarter. Just outside the red zone. Throws. Nobody. Kind of threw it behind his man. Luckily, it wasn't picked. Second down. And Daniels gets called for holding. It's all been on Philip Daniels today. Not a great game for Philip Daniels. On Philip, you're better than that. 4 penalties on the Buckeyes, 6 on the Huskies. Houston 20. Hands it off for a couple. All right, 2nd and 17. I want to see Jeremiah go get one here. Get another one. Shotgun. He's throwing to nobody's. Come on, Julian. What you looking at? Come on, Julian. Like, well. 3rd and 17. Just inside the 30. Ennis motions to the bottom of the screen. There's in the slot. Back to pass. Steps up. He's going to run for it. Got a lot of yardage, and he'll get inside the 20. Maybe 4th down, but good run by Julian. Don't usually see him run a whole lot, but damn, okay. Yeah, Guardians can clinch a playoff berth with a win or a Houston loss today. 4th and 5. Jaden Fielding, 3 for 3 on the season. Longest was 38. This is a 34-yard attempt. Snap. It's up, and it is good. All right, 17-6. I'll take it. It's points. I will always take points. I just prefer 6, of course. There we go. All right, score updates from around the nation in college football. 17-7 Ole Miss at halftime. 13-3 at Temu over Auburn in the 3rd. Indiana and Iowa tied at 10 on PCAC. 35-20 Baylor. Mississippi State and Tennessee tied at 17. That's the top 25. MLB, what do we got for me? It is still 2-1 Detroit, top 7. Mets are up 3-0. I think the Mets need a Reds loss to clinch today. Pretty sure.
I'm taking this. Look at your cool liver. Get more than just safe back there. I don't mess with it. Harvest Fresh, man. Make healthy food for dogs. The same way you make healthy food for people. Harvest Fresh. Ship it fresh and crafted into recipes with that felt and protein pack. Because your dog deserves fresh, healthy food just like you.
Steve DeVito fishing.
That doesn't matter. This is Jersey Mike's conversion. So what matters most is your thought, and that's all. Don't tell me anyway, my secret spot. Where the soups matter most. Mike's
Oh, people are like, what the heck was this dude doing? Because he's puking on the field, right? They're like, what the heck's he doing? He's catching his mouthpiece. Ugh. It's his mouthpiece. Ohio State with a field goal. Okay, that's points. I'll take it. That's weeks. Oh, that's tough. John Mateer out indefinitely. Few weeks. Illinois took down USC. That's tough. Are we going to see the yearly USC collapse now? Of course, they're going to blame. Oh, yeah, we had to come out at 9 a.m. Okay. So it doesn't matter. Shouldn't matter. Here's the return. Oh, he's almost stumbled. And he'll get a modest return out of it. Not too shabby. Fourth quarter. Gonna be a good one. The way I see it, if Ohio State scores again, if they stop Washington and Ohio State scores again, you're up 24-6. Or even a field goal. I mean, 20-6. That's tough. But what I really need to have happen, I need Boston to freaking beat Detroit, damn it. I want to win the damn division today. Because we can win the division today. And, yeah. Pop bottles tonight. And then tomorrow, who cares a crap what happens? But you know, Boston, you know, they're hungover. They're not going to. They're pooping themselves tonight. Who cares? If anything, I would guarantee Houston misses the playoffs. But it's like, damn. Of course, for the Guardians, by the time their game starts, they'll already know pretty much what they got to do when it comes to the division. Right? Because we play at 7, Tigers play at 4. They're playing now. And then coming up at about, 9 o'clock ish, you'll have Astros and Angels. Astros lose, Guardians are in. It's that simple. Guardians win and the Tigers lose. We win the division, which would be hilarious. But you know how the Red Sox are. We need them to actually win big time now, and now they're going to sell. Now they're going to be bums. Especially because they're resting a lot of their primary players. No Story, no Bregman. Saturday. Force Navy. Ooh. The other Academy matchup. UCLA, Penn State. Bruh. Nico. Watch UCLA win that game. There's a very good boy. Pupper dog with glasses on. Okay. I want to know how the dog keeps the glasses on its face. 536 total yards per game, 10th most in the FBS. Today, 215. 13:15 to go in the game. 17-6 Buckeyes. Oh, watch out. Oh, and he caught it. But it's only a gain of like 3 or 4. Buckeyes are bringing the heat on that play there. Yeah, he caught it. Both hands on it. Yeah. Roebuck again, I believe that. Yep, that's Roebuck again. at their own 23-yard line. Coleman gets past the 25, but the 26, third down. Third and 3. Come on, defense, get off the field. Back to pass. A slant. First down. That's Denzel Boston, I believe. First and 10. He gets tripped up. Gets about 2 on the run. Will Smith, son of the Buckeye legend, Will Smith. I think he was one of the first commits in that class. He was an early commit to his class, I think. No, he was, I think, a little bit later, if I remember correctly. 2nd and 8. Muhammad gets about 6. 3rd and 2. Third and 3 now. 10:40 to go. Back to pass. You're coming. He's going to go down. Curry. There's a flag down. Now what? On the Buckeyes?
Unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 96. The game, 15-yard penalty.
Sportsmanlike on. I said the kicker. It's Edric Houston. Or the heck did he do? Take his helmet off or something? Oh. So, yeah, sack I think counted, but that's the second time I think Edric's been called for something like that in his career as a Buckeye. These guys, man, my God. For that alone, he needs to run laps at practice. Put him through the ringer during the tape. Like, so, Edric, what was the purpose of this, huh? We were off the field, got a sack. You want to freaking run your mouth. It's 3rd down. I'd be like, so you see here, you've got how about my guy Curry over here with the sack? But what the heck's going on down here in the bottom of the screen? 96 running his mouth a little bit, costing us a big 3rd down stop. Gotta be better than that, freaking Edric. You're a freaking sophomore. You've been in this game now too long to be doing that garbage. Back to pass. Turn your head. Nope. Too far in front. Blanketed by Igbenosin. And he's hyped up. There's So he was playing the ball. I mean, it's too far in front. It was uncatchable. 4th down, 8:50 to go. And they're going to go for it. As you'd imagine, can't give the Buckeyes the ball back when you're already down by 11. This could be the game right here. Back to pass. Pressure coming. Down. There he goes down. Aiden McDonald. Big Mac. Can I get a Big Mac? Wow. Just says, excuse me. That's center. He's like, huh, what? McDonald just went right past him. He's like, excuse me. Buckeyes get it back. He literally said, excuse me, pardon me. I got a sack to get. Can I get a Big Mac? Dog. He's a dog. Oh, he's a dog. Leonardo DiCaprio says little kids come up to him and tell him they love the Wolf of Wall Street. I'm like, you saw that? How old are you? They'd be like, 12. At that point, Leo would be like, oh, you probably snuck a peek when your parents were watching it. Okay. Yeah, it's about a freaking scam artist, I guess. It's one of Leonardo's most famous, like, modernist movies next to Titanic, I think. Uh,
Take a ride. Mexico City, Minneapolis. Three altitude express destination. Choose from 20 IHG
oh, man.
Imports for free nights. IHG number rooms.
Ohio State's allotted tickets are in the nosebleeds. So what you're seeing everywhere else is all secondary market. For some reason, Huskies fans were selling their tickets. Although a lot of that is probably companies and stuff that buy the tickets, booster clubs and stuff, and then they sell them off. Secondary market, yeah. It's not like Husky fans are just saying, here's my tickets. A lot of those are probably like booster clubs and stuff that buy them up and then they sell them off. Secondary market with a little bit of a markup. Ohio State gets it in dog territory here. Pistol formation. Pitch. That's damn, Bo. Right at Manu. Gets about 3. All right, 2nd and 8. 8:17 to go. Ohio State scores here. That might put it away. If you really think about it, because being down 24-6 against a stifling Buckeye defense, yeah. Back to pass. Throw it. Caught. First down. Max Clare. Nice to Clare. Clare probably thinking, man, I ain't never get passes like this at Purdue. I mean, it probably does, but these are dots. Foot down. That was a freaking laser beam. Like there's like a laser. It's like it was a laser guided pass. I need to. I want to see him get a touchdown again. That was fun seeing him get one before. 1st and 10. End around. This is Cornell Tate. Tackled almost around the head area. Gets a solid 7-8 yards. Saying even doing a little blocking. Try to. Don't want to do too much. Get yourself hurt. 6:44 to go. About halfway through the fourth quarter. Oh, Jackson, I believe, in the backfield. Shotgun. Hands it off. It's the first down. Stupid flies, man. I tell you, they love my freaking PC because it's warm and stuff. They love the warmth of stuff like that. And they know that I can't swat the crap out of them because I don't want to break another computer. One, yeah, it's a long story. Inside the red zone. Back to pass. Sack. Give me a ball, Julian. Come on. First, that's the dumbest thing he's done all day. Washington timeout. Top of the eighth, Detroit up 2-1. They win, and the Astros loss gets them in the postseason. Guardians win, and the Astros loss also gets us in the postseason. And if the Tigers and the Guardians both win today and tomorrow, we win the division based off the tiebreaker. The ever important tiebreaker. I would love to see Boston come back and win, but I just don't know, man. Giants activated kicker Jude McTammy. McTamney? What the hell kind of a name is that? And placed kicker Graham Gano on IR. But didn't they just sign Young Hoi Koo? McAdamy? Has to be McAdamy.
Touchdown.
4-3, top 9. San Francisco leads Colorado. Colorado's got a runner on second. Nobody out. Minnesota up over Philly, 1-0, top of the first. Runners on second and third, one out. Let's see if there are any good games coming to the wire. 17-7, Mississippi over LSU. 13-10 Iowa. 24-21 BC over Cal. Nothing too crazy right now. 2nd and 17 after the sack. If you see me doing this, it's because there's flies on my screen. Yeah, once this game's done, I'll wrap up this stream, get my recap video done, post that on the Buckin' Crazy channel, and then watch the night games. 2nd and 17. Shotgun saying, hands it off. Nothing. Yeah, they're just gonna settle for 3 points here. Yeah, they're going back into their turtle mode. They're not trying to score a touchdown here. Freaking Brian Hartline, dude. He should just stick to being the receivers coach. Hand the play sheet to somebody who can actually call a legit good game plan. This dude turtles up way too much. See, he's focused more on making Washington use their timeouts than actually putting this game on ice with a touchdown. What the hell is this? Texas A&M police, public intoxication, PA 102. Unable to walk, given opportunity to call a sober friend, but he locked himself out of his phone. Arrested. Some people should just not consume alcoholic beverages. 3rd and 17. I'm guessing this would be another run play. Yep, figured. And Jackson to the 10, inside the 5, near a first down. He damn near got the first down right there. Damn. Wow. Good job with the hole. Just, yeah, Kasmeric just couldn't get downfield to provide a little extra block. He's about a half a yard shy. And they're gonna go for what was first down. Okay, so they gave him the first down. All right, they're gonna review it. Okay. I was like, wow, they gave him the first down again. They're gonna say he's like half a yard short. Which I don't know if they're even gonna go for it at this point. Yeah, his left foot was out of bounds a yard shy, so he'll be about a yard short.
Really tight. Said they played a great shot. Grandpa Jackson's left good hits. Where that football is way for that. It's out. I think we got the team. The genius of the top. I think that's a great question, Mary. That's kind of what I'm waiting to see here, quite honestly.
And where the ball is, it looks like it's right on the line. It's where the ball is when his foot is out of bounds. Imagine they keep him with the first down. Because see, there's the ball. It's right on the line. It looks like the very tip of it's on the line. If anything, it's going to be like 4th and like a millimeter. Let's see what they rule. Fourth down. And they're going to go for the field goal here, I guess. Yep. Oh no, Satan's going. Is he coming in or is he going out? I can't tell. Oh, he's out there. Okay. I was like, that was just Jackson going to the sideline. Offense is still out there. They were 0 for 1 on 4th downs today. 5:01 to go in the game. Watch him not get this one either. Rolls out. But Donaldson, touchdown. That was too easy. Yeah, that's the ball game there. It's 23-6, pending extra point. Yeah. He had Jelani Thurman wide open in the back, too, if he really wanted to go that way. But you go to Donaldson. You take the easy way right there. Extra point is good. 24-6. That stadium's going to be all red by the time this game is over with. Well, 8th inning over. Boston still trails 2-1. Remember, Washington had not lost at home since 2021. But you'd think, who had they played? Besides Pac 12 teams. Bunch of nobodies. That's who. They hadn't played Ohio State. So we're going to snap their freaking win streak at home.
Come back on book. Finish what I start. What do you got? Take things. Preparation. Translate that to 5 to 10 season. Strikes the play. What's what you see?
Jackson Smith and Jigba probably like, they're going to show him on the Tron thing, and he'd be like, darn it. But then they take him off the screen, and he's like, yay, let's go Buckeyes. I mean, darn it. Yeah, Tony Girdman on Twitter showed a picture earlier of the north side stands. I mean, there's a lot of red there. Now I expect to be even more red. Hayden McDonald and Curry. The Cadens. Caden takeover. Yeah. Cadens. We're having a Caden takeover. Buckeyes up 24-6. And they're going to take this kick out of the end zone. And, blown up inside the 15? That's Aaron Scott. Blew the hell out of that one. I was waiting for that ball to pop out. When you get a big hit like that, you're just waiting for that ball to pop out. We got upended. Oh, my dude got upended. You always wait for that ball to just boing, pop right out. And then it just bounces right into our hands and we take it in for another touchdown. How often does that happen? Not too often. So you see a lot of Husky fans now making way for the exits. 4:53 to go. Back to pass. Pressure coming. And it's thrown a little in front of Coleman. Jackson playing the heat on that one. Wow. Defensive coordinators: Greg Madison, Jeff Hafley. Fourth. Holmes, Knowles. Okay. Patricia, good. That Holmes defense, the second time around, garbage. When they had Hafley, yeah. And he's going to throw it. Coleman open, first down. All right. Ohio Stadium will be adding a similar seating section next year. I wonder what that'll look like. Back to pass. Pressure. He's going to go down. Kenyatta Jackson. I think he'll be accredited with the sack. How about Caden Curry coming in there again? Curry! Oh, man. 3rd and 15, 3:37 to go in the game. 6 QB sacks for the Buckeyes. Back to pass. Still looking. Still looking. Throws to nobody. 4th down. And there's a fair catch by Ennis. Expect the Buckeyes to just run out the clock. I don't expect them to do too much with it. Wow. Head coaches fired, 3 of them. Mike Gundy, Brent Pry, and Deshaun Foster. Indiana, Texas Tech, and Vandy still undefeated like the Buckeyes. September struggles, Clemson and Florida and Army. It's like so many other undefeated teams, but those are the notables. Shotgun for Sand. Hands it off. Jackson gets about 4. It flies me. They just love to land on electronics. Like they don't have much of a brain, but they know. Man, this fool ain't gonna risk damaging more electronics. Under center. Pitch. And Jackson will get a few yards. Washington Huskies, you see next week, Maryland, and then Rutgers, then the team up north, and Illinois, then a bye week. Then they wrap it up with Wisconsin, Purdue, and UCLA. They're going to have quite a few wins on their schedule after this one. You know, they could beat Maryland. They could easily beat Rutgers. 2 minutes to go. Yeah, it looks like the Guardians are going to have to win back-to-back games, or well, all we got to do is win one to get into the playoffs, and all Tigers have to do is lose and we win another, and we're in. When we get the division. So it looks like we're probably going to have to pitch Gavin tomorrow. Unless the Red Sox rally. All right, so it'll be Rafaela, Lowe, and Narvaez against, I assume, Will Vest.
Friendly insurance lizard, first letter G. Did you get it? Well, you just wish to Geico and car insurance. They're exactly what you need. How many people at Geico are issuers?
And European accent, David.
Why do you like me? No, Geico can't go. This guy 64 across. It's cool. Thank you. Get one for us. L from out to get one without you. Millions of real test. T-Mobile for thanks for the talk.
You did earlier. I had earlier. Come out and look. And I just covered up under the blanket in the kid. Yeah, I told on you. Yep.
So
I did. Hold on, Max. Hold on.
Back to pass. Caught. Jeremiah breaks a tackle. Oh, there he goes. Near midfield. I was like, man, this dude ain't going to break that for a touchdown, is he? Because that's exactly something that he would do. All right, 1st and 10, a minute 25 and counting. Probably not too many plays left for the Buckeyes. Maybe like 2 at most. Hands it off. Peoples gets into midfield, still going, gets a few extra yards. So yeah, the Buckeyes, I mean, overall, they controlled it in the second half. They look like a team that was coming off a bye, and they took control in the second half. 40 seconds to go. This is probably going to be one of the last plays of the game here. Shotgun. Okay, so let me get the link to the channel here so y'all can go subscribe and watch my videos. Carlos Narvaez is the last hope for the Red Sox tonight. I'm not sure if the Tigers clinch with a win, but they got it anyway. Yeah. Tigers win. 2-1. Okay. Well, Buckeyes got to do. I mean, Guardians got to win. All right, so let's go to the link here. Link to Buck and Crazy channel that we pasted in there. There you go. Feel free to go subscribe, and I'll have my recap video out within the next hopefully like half hour, if that. But yeah, so with that being said, good W for the Buckeyes. On to Minnesota next week at home at night. So with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Lions and Browns. Yay. On the main channel, of course. Right here. With that being said, go Bucks. I'm Crazy Dog. I'm out. Bye-bye. Shout out, of course, as always, to GameCube, Fox, Macaroni, Garth, Derpy, Kevin Reed, Scott Skogberg, and of course, Michael Yoder. See you guys later. Bye-bye. Yeah.